Hi, it's Christy. I thought it would be helpful if I just went over with you some of the options for the final project that we have for this class because this week is a great time to choose and order your professional development text. Um, so I wanted to go over the options. Option one is to engage in a threaded discussion using Flipgrid, where you just share what you think about the books. Notebook Know How, Boy Writers, or The Unstoppable Writing Teacher. So if you click on assignments and then you click on final professional development project options, and then look at option one, you can click on each of these hyperlinks to see if any of these books appeal to you. So I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time talking about them. Notebook Know How is a book by Amy Buckner, and in the book she gives some pretty concrete, hands-on, applicable strategies for creating a writer's notebook with your students and how to use that as a tool in your classroom. Boy Writers Reclaiming Their Voices is it's older. I'm going to say that book is like 15, maybe 20 years old. It's a little bit dated, but it's so good for thinking about how our writers learn differently, and how the type of writing that appeals to one student isn't necessarily going to appeal to another, and like strategies for engaging kids in writing if they're really not interested. And that's like a short book, but I find it helpful if you are the parent of a very active child who doesn't enjoy reading, or you find yourself with a lot of active children in your classroom who don't necessarily enjoy reading, or they're writing about gory things and you don't know how to handle it. That's a great book to read. And again, it's a short, quick read, and even though it's an older book, it's still, I would say, relevant today. And then finally, The Unstoppable Writing Teacher is a third option for the Flipgrid project. And in that book, the author, she just talks about strategies for problem solving. And it's called The Unstoppable Writing Teacher by Colleen Cruz. And in her book, she just really talks about problems that you might face if you're teaching writing in the classroom. So that one is probably I would say all of those are probably most relevant if you are a classroom teacher and you have literacy time with your students where you're having them read and write. So if you're like I would say, second grade classroom teacher through fifth grade, or your sixth, seventh, eighth grade language arts teacher, or maybe even if you teach English in the high school. If not, those books might not be the most relevant to you, so I wanted to pitch some other ideas out there as well. So again, those are the books you can use if you want to engage in a group discussion. Now, if you want to just go on your own and present a professional development book, you can read any professional development book that you want. That would be option two, and then share it with the class. If you scroll down here, option two, choose any book you want. If this says on the topic of teaching writing, but as long as it is somehow even mildly related to literacy, you can use it. And then if you want to use Prezi, PowerPoint, iMovie, Animoto, Screencastify, whatever way you want to present it, you're welcome to do that. So I wanted to pitch some other ideas for maybe independent reading. One is called Engaging